What's up guys, MickeyMoTiOnZ here, and this is a Formula 1 2012 demo game review. Now, I didn't really have a good experience starting up the game because I started with my first hot lap and the game was almost unplayable with my racing wheel. I'm pretty sure all racing wheel users will agree with me with this one. Like, you couldn't even go in a straight line. It was way too sensitive. You just make that slight move to the left, a little tiny move, and the whole car will move to the left. So it was almost impossible to drive, and I do have a fix for that. You guys can check out the link that's on the screen right now. So basically I had to spend ages on trying to fix that, but then when I managed to fix that, everything was perfect for me. Then I was able to play the game. Not perfect as it is in Formula 1 2011, but I guess you can't be perfect in everything. So with that aside, I've enjoyed this game a lot, without a doubt. But if I'm really honest, this game is quite similar to Formula 1 2011. However, saying that, there is definitely improvements in the game. For example, physics, I guess they're not, you know, exactly the best physics you can ever get, but obviously they're gonna be waiting until like the release of the new console, until they release the game for that new console. They're gonna be concentrating on making the best physics as they can for that game, the best graphics. So that's how they're really gonna be doing it. And as you can see, this is on the PS3. This time, no problems. Finally, you know, playing the Formula 1 2012 game on the PS3. We've always had issues when the game was released. Thank you, Codemasters, for being able to not make it laggy for once on the Formula 1 release. But yeah, as I was saying, graphics are improved. It's not majorly improved, but they are improved from last time, that's for certain. There's little details that they've added in there that just made the graphics almost perfect in the game. Obviously, not going to be up to like PC standard, you know, absolutely amazing graphics. But you know, obviously they're limited with the consoles, like I said already, so they're not at blame for that. But even so, I mean, you can even see the colors. It just looks a lot more brighter, a lot more cleaner. They've obviously spent a lot of time thinking on how to improve these graphics, and you can even see by the reflections, they look a lot more cleaner, a lot more nicer. And I can say that the game does feel a little bit more realistic as well. I mean, you're able to make a mistake in the game that is actually not the car's fault, because with Formula 2011 and Formula 2010, for some reason the car would spin out when it wasn't supposed to be. Because like if you would race on the R-Fact or iRacing, the car would never spin out in those certain situations, which I found really odd. So they've managed to do that. I like that. Thanks once again, Codemasters, for, you know, improving those physics. Once again, we're going to see whether the 11:11 glitch is back when the Formula 1 2012 game is released, because obviously we've only got default setups in this demo, so we're going to have to check that out in the actual release. Now, unfortunately, the game isn't perfect in AI, but I'm not sure if there is like an extra AI they're going to be adding to the actual game, because there's only easy, medium and hard, I think it is, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be like expert or legendary mode on it. There has to be somewhere. But if not, then the AI is definitely a bit slow. I mean, they are catching up with me, but that's only because I was using the wrong setup. I didn't know which setup to use. So obviously my 7th gear was limited as well, so that obviously cost me a lot. Obviously the brake bias features are back as well from Formula 1 2010. I had a few issues using that. I still need practice with that for certain. I was losing so much time, you know, trying to press the button on my wheel. As you can see, Fernando Alonso trying to make the move on me, but I'm gonna brake a little later. Oh no, I'm not. Alonso makes the move, going wide, and I lose another place. But then I'm gonna be trying to make a slipstream. And talking about slipstreams, I think the slipstreams seem to be a lot more realistic this year. I mean, if you go right behind Alonso, you'll be going much more faster, that's for certain. And before, when you were off the line, it seemed like you were still going fast, but this year they definitely sorted that out as I go wide there. And obviously braking late now is quite good now as well. It's quite realistic. When you brake late, you actually hear the tires squeak, you hear the smoke, you see the smoke, and it's more punishing than it is in Formula 1 2011, that's for certain. Now going back to the steering sensitivity issue on Formula 1, I've heard that the controllers are doing the same problem as well. So that makes me wonder whether, you know, there's going to be some kind of patch when Formula 1 2012 comes out, or whether they're going to make some kind of changes before the game comes out, because that's going to be quite annoying for people to play, especially for people to buy it. And I'm seeing so many comments already on my videos saying, you know, I'm not going to buy Formula 1 this year because the controls really put me off. So Codemasters, you know, if you're watching this, you really need to change your settings, because I think what you've done is made the controller settings worse for the people out there. I mean, for the racing wheel users it's okay because we can just change it very easily, and I don't know with control, I don't know if you can change sensitivity or not. So, you know, Codemasters, you need to fix that, and you need to make some kind of some default setting for wheel users as well, so that we don't have to, you know, work out for ourselves what settings we need to use, because there's some of us out there who don't know how to use these wheel settings. Also, I just want to point out some extra little things that I haven't pointed out in this video, and that is that when you cut the track, you actually get slowed down, which is quite interesting, because I actually thought they were only going to do this online, but clearly they've only done this for offline and online. So that's pretty interesting, because I really didn't want it offline, because, you know, if we cut the track, then what do we lose? I mean, if it's online, then it makes sense, because that's going to affect everyone that's in the race, and it's going to be so annoying, because you always see people cut the track and then they crash into people. Like, that kind of racing I just don't want to get involved with. But what I think they should have done is make some kind of switch so that you could turn the feature on and off, offline and online, so that you know, if you don't want people to cut the track, you can turn it on, and if you trust people that's in your lobby, then you can turn it off. But in conclusion, I think that the physics has improved slightly. The steering is a bit too sensitive, but can be fixed for wheel users. The graphics have improved, and also the new mods in the game are very fun to play. I love the new game modes. But, you know, if I had to give this a ranking out of 10, I'll definitely give it an 8. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please make sure you like this video. Also subscribe to my channel MickeyMoTiOnZ for #1 Formula 1 2012 gameplay on YouTube. This is MickeyMoTiOnZ. I'm out. See you.
Hey, William Tech, yeah, JD Music, DJ Sergeant, go. I wanna see you lose your mind.